1 second, let me walk back here first.
So Good Friday, once again. Welcome to Mindful Movement with Mink and his most illustrious assistants. So I'll let them introduce themselves.
I'm Megan.
I'm Courtney.
And I'm Clancy.
And some of you who have maybe been with us the last few weeks, you'll recognize Clancy and Meg. But Courtney's a new one today, so we'll continue to offer these sessions for hosting on Friday under the umbrella of Mindful Movement. Up until this point, we have been pretty calm and centered in our sessions. Doing some yoga. Last week it was the Tibetans. Yeah, the Tibetan yoga last week. I've done a number of Tai Chi sessions, but I have recognized recently in my work with students here at the U of A that it seems as though at this point in the pandemic, we may need to begin to get a little more primal with our movements. You know, we need to get a little bit more dynamic. I think we're getting to that point where it's almost like enough of this breathing stuff. Enough of this centering and, now I'm only somewhat joking about that, but I have begun to introduce some basic boxing drills and even some self-defense movements that are a bit more dynamic. And then, of course, you can always balance that out with some meditation and yoga and whatever. So today we are going to introduce some basic boxing drills. And I'm beginning to put my gloves on. These guys have gloves. They're not really boxing gloves. These are, I don't know if you can tell, but one of my recommendations now is, at this point in the pandemic, order just a little pair of these gloves from Academy or Dick's Sporting Goods or whatever. There's just something cool about putting them on. But in any case, before we get to that, so we're going to introduce some basic movements after we do a little warm-up. Let's just, even though this is boxing drills, let's start with Namaste.
Namaste.
We always start with a little yoga. So just to make sure we're loosened up a little bit, feet about hip width apart, knees slightly bent, and just gently rotate your neck. We're just going to loosen up, as always, the primary joints. And now release your chin down towards your sternum, look directly forward, and then look overhead. Forward and down. Forward, overhead, forward, and down. And now just look over each shoulder, look from side to side. And now reach your ear down to one shoulder, back up, ear to the other shoulder. And now just shake out the arms. Upper arm bones, those of you who have taken anatomy, humeri. So lift the humeri and roll the shoulders back. Lift the humeri, roll the shoulders. Several times at your own pace. And now lift the humeri and roll the shoulders forward. And now with your arms very loose, just swing from side to side, belly soft. Allow your spine to open. Keep the arms loose. And now take both arms directly overhead. Draw the skin tightly across the palms. Lift your heart, lift your spine. And now, as you exhale, come just about halfway, bending forward. Reach your fingers, the crown of your head, towards Courtney, Clancy, and Megan. Reach, create some length in the back body. And now with your belly soft, continue to fold forward. And for several breaths, just hang here like a rag doll. With the crown of your head, hang right down below between your shoulders. Belly soft, release any gripping around your lower back. Make sure, again, the crown of your head is facing directly down. So look directly behind you. Excellent. Bend the knees. Big circle out overhead. And we'll come back to where we started, which is mountain pose, Tadasana in yoga. Okay, so today we're just going to do a little bit more dynamic, flowing movement. So we'll introduce the 4 basic punches in boxing, which is a jab, a cross, your knockout punch, a hook, which can also be a knockout punch, and then Clancy likes the uppercut. Boom. She just, boom, lifts them right up off the ground. You know, just, wah.
Just like that.
All right, so there are a bunch of knockout punches. But here's the most important thing to start with. I actually just began to introduce my almost 3-year-old granddaughter to boxing. And much to my pleasure, when I first began to show her how to make a fist, very naturally, what many people do is they sort of bend their wrist out. You know, they turn this. The most important thing about making a fist, even in practice, is for it to be flat. You know, down the forearm, across the wrist. And then the surface, also very flat. Many people will sort of stick out the first knuckle. And again, you just want to imagine that if you actually, you know, were making contact with a heavy bag, I don't even like to think about punching somebody else. I really am pretty much a pacifist. All of my martial arts are defensive oriented, but I have always loved the rhythm of boxing drills. You know, so imagine, you know, if you can't imagine like punching somebody in the nose, then imagine that you're punching a heavy bag. You know, some surface. So this is flat, and this is flat. Okay, and then you just curl the thumb around the first knuckle. So the first time I showed her, she went, "Grandpa," like this. She went on vacation, apparently was doing some of this on the beach, came back, I saw her for lunch the other day, and she went like this. So she already has,
Wow. She's a prodigy. Yeah.
she's got her grandpa's genes.
Well, that is true. She does have her grandpa's genes.
All right, so, all right, I'm putting on my gloves. These guys already got their gloves.
Ready. I'm ready. Ready for the winter.
They're ready?
That's really what it is.
Now, you talk about primal. Courtney came in today and said, "I'm going to bare knuckle it." You know? She just said, "I don't even need gloves."
Totally.
Can you tell we have such fun doing
I can.
All right. Okay, so let me just show you kind of quick. Well, okay, first thing is if you are right-handed, you all right-handed?
Yeah.
Okay, so your left foot comes forward and your right foot's back. There's kind of a little spacing. You don't align your feet. You want to kind of have your hips almost squared forward, but not quite. Okay? Just make your fists as best you can. Okay? Flat surface here, flat up the arm. Okay? Bring one hand, your left hand, up kind of near your left temple, and your right one down a little bit lower, maybe along your jawline. Okay? Now, right off the bat, even though we're not training in boxing, but rather drills, you still want to kind of simulate what might happen if you were boxing. So, don't bring your elbows up like this, because surely Clancy would come in there with that hook and then the uppercut. So if I'm here, she's coming right into the kidney. And then as I drop my guard, boom.
Boom. That's my move.
That's her move. Hook, uppercut. Okay? So you want to kind of keep your elbows in close. Okay? So let's just kind of move back and forth a little bit now. Okay? Just kind of move from side to side on the balls of your feet. You know, boxers are almost always on the balls of their feet. Okay? Okay, so if you are left-handed, then of course your right foot would be forward and your right hand up a little closer. Okay? So the 4 basic punches are jab, cross, hook, and uppercut. Okay? I'm telling you, these guys, they laugh every week, but there is something that is just so empowering about this kind of movement. It just really is. I used to have a speed bag, which I really love the rhythm. And jumping rope, I still maintain that the greatest jump ropers in the world are high-level boxers. I mean, they just do the most amazing stuff, and there's this rhythm to the... Okay, so we'll get into the rhythm here in just a bit. But the first thing that we're going to do is take the jab straight out and then back. Okay, the jab goes straight out and back. It's sort of your setup punch. So straight out and back. You can even snap it out and back. Out and back. Out and back. Straight up. Okay? Straight out and back. And now your cross, which comes a little bit across the body. Notice how I'm turning my hip and coming up on the ball of my foot. Okay? Because that's your power punch. So jab, jab, and then power. Excellent. Excellent. Okay? Now, this is meant as a compliment, but women are hippier than men, have more of a hip orientation, a lower center of gravity. So women always know how to move their hips better than us guys. Seriously, when I was teaching throwing arts, the guys would always try to throw with their upper body. And even the tiniest women would just lower and boom, right over the hip. Okay? So be hippie with your cross. Okay? In other words, turn that hip into it. Okay? Bend the knee, come up on the ball of the foot. So we're going to go jab, jab, cross. Jab, jab, cross. So that's the rhythm. Excellent.
We're gonna fight.
Go ahead. No, I mean, go ahead. Go ahead. Jab, jab. Yeah, see? Jab, jab. See? Right off the bat. I know. You see, right off the bat, you guys get it. It's scary. So don't really punch me, but jab, jab, cross. Good. Jab, jab, cross. Good. Jab. I'm pulling this back because when I pull it back, her hip will turn more. Right? So jab, jab, turn. Excellent. Jab, jab. Look at her smiling. Bare knuckles. I need to wrap up because we're going to call her Bare Knuckle Courtney from here on out. So, jab, jab, cross. Good. Jab, jab, cross. Look at the eye focus. Jab, jab, cross.
Straightforward. What we miss?
So probably what we'll do next is I'll buy a few little punch pads.
Oh.
We have the kick pad for when we do cross. But the little, have you ever seen that where they wear the little, the little mitts, the punch mitts, and so, all right. These guys are just amazing. Okay? So we're going to go jab, jab, cross. Again, jab, jab, cross. Jab, jab, cross. Get the rhythm. Jab, jab, cross. Once more. Jab, jab, cross. Excellent, excellent. Okay? So then, we do jab, jab, cross, and then we're going to go left hook and right hook. And notice again how I'm turning my hips. You bring your left hand down almost to the hip. Aim for like the kidney, sort of a wraparound. If somebody's in front of you, sort of come in to the kidney. So it's kind of like a circle around to the kidney. Now again, I never really boxed. My dad, when I was little, I really wanted to box. I wanted to box Golden Gloves, and he just would not let me. But I've always loved watching boxing. As brutal as it is, there is kind of an art and a science to it and whatever. And really, really great boxers. I haven't seen many of these, but can actually knock someone out with a hook.
Wow.
Just take the air right out of them to kind of like the kidney area, or the ribs.
Yeah.
So you don't see that very often, but man, when somebody does that, you just go, wow, that's just like, because they train so intensely, core stuff, and so to get actually knocked out there. So, be like Clancy. Drive that into the kidney. Drive that into the kidney. Okay, so now the other difference is when we do the first two punches, the surface comes this way. Now you're going to kind of take this, what would it be, lateral? This would be horizontal. Yeah. So now you want your hand, kind of this way. Is that the right term? There you go. Yeah. So horizontal and then lateral. So the hand is up and down. The surface you're trying to bring to the kidney. So we're going to go jab, jab, cross, hook, hook. Okay? 2 sets of jabs and crosses and 1 set of hooks. Ready? Jab, jab, cross. Again, jab, jab, cross. And now hook, hook, and now jab, jab, cross. So that'll be our first complete sequence. 2 jab, jab, crosses, hook, hook, jab, cross. Or jab, jab, cross. Ready? Jab, jab, cross. Jab, jab, cross. Hook, hook, jab, jab, cross. Again, jab, jab, cross. Get the rhythm. Hook, hook, jab, jab, cross. Once more. Jab, jab, cross. Jab, jab, cross. Hook, hook, jab, jab, cross. Excellent. You guys are doing wonderfully. These guys are doing wonderfully.
Don't mess with the wellness department. Don't mess with the wellness department.
Do not mess with the wellness department. We're sometimes referred to as whip. 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 Makes sense, doesn't it?
Yeah.
Okay, so we're going to add the uppercuts to complete the sequence. So with the uppercut, again, just not having, hopefully you can kind of pick up on these things. But you're going to drop and take your hand literally from your knee and come right up under the chin. So you lower your hips and then straighten your body. And then to the other side, lower your hips, take it almost down to your knee, and come up under. So in the 2 previous moves, we're rotating the hips, and now we're dropping the hip and coming up. Dropping the hip and coming up. As much boxing as I've watched over the years, I still see so few people ever really using the uppercut. There are times when I go, uppercut! I yell at them. I don't know why, because...
Clancy's bringing it back.
But Clancy, I kind of used her as an example with the hook, but I'm thinking the uppercut really is her punch. So we'll check back in with these guys in future sessions, as they go home and practice, and we'll see which one resonates with them. I really like the hook. Sometimes I'll just do 100 hooks. Just imagine, just turn the hips, boom, 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 okay? But anyway, all right, so jab, jab, cross, jab, jab, cross, hook, hook, uppercut, uppercut, jab, jab, cross.
Okay.
That's the whole sequence. So ready? Well, let's do it slow. Slow becomes smooth. Smooth becomes fast. Okay? Always remember that in your anything like the martial arts or self-defense or things like this. Everybody wants to rush it. Okay? Slow becomes smooth. Smooth becomes fast. Ready? Jab, jab, cross. Jab, jab, cross. Hook, hook, uppercut, uppercut. Good. Jab, jab, and cross. Jab, jab, cross. Jab, jab, cross. Hook, hook, left uppercut, uppercut, right uppercut, and jab, jab, cross. Okay, we'll speed it up. Jab, jab, cross. Jab, jab, cross. Hook, hook, uppercut, uppercut, jab, jab, cross. Once more. Jab, jab, cross. Jab, jab, cross. Hook, hook, uppercut, uppercut, jab, jab, and cross! Yes! Knockout punch. I cannot tell you, these guys are scary. I think this is maybe their first boxing lesson, but these guys are scary. Okay, we're almost done for today, so we're going to introduce just a couple of other drills. You probably all know what a speed bag is. So all we're going to do is alternate our hands back and forth. So everybody join. Just imagine that you're hitting a speed bag. This is a great shoulder workout. You know, just boom, 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 boom. Okay? And then another version is you do two. 2 punches to the bag, 2 punches to the bag. So boom, 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 boom. Right, right, left, left. Right, right, left, left. Right, right, left, left. Right, right, left, left. And then the other one that you do is either 5 or 10 on each side. So let's say you go, let's start with 5 on the left. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, switch feet. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, switch feet. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, switch feet. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Go back to the alternating. And then once again, when you're ready, just one big punch.
I wish we had something to actually punch.
I know, now
What's that?
I wish we had something to actually punch.
We will. We'll get to it. We'll get to it. I actually do have a pad right now so that we can at least do this. But I'll get some of those other pads because I think we'll continue this throughout the semester. Don't you think?
I like it.
Of course you do. People like this. I mean, this is just, you got to see the freshmen when I do this with the freshmen.
Yeah.
Their eyes light up. I go back to yoga the next time and say, can we do those boxing drills? You know, can we do it? Oh my God. Okay, so that's a humble introduction, and we'll continue with this. I was just talking with these folks back here. You know, there's much more we can show you. We can, you know, you can actually kind of work together. I was doing that over here where one person provides a target, and actually you're moving your hands when you're doing targeting in the same way that you're doing when you're, you know, doing the punches. We do have a pad here that, you know, we'll introduce to these guys and introduce to you guys as well. So hopefully you'll continue to join us. We'll do some more boxing drills, and then at some point we're going to introduce a little bit of Krav Maga, which is the Israeli self-defense system. So let's cool down just a little bit. Feet about hip-width apart, knees slightly bent. Okay, shake out your arms. And again, as we did earlier, just swing your spine. Belly very soft. Side to side. Take both arms directly overhead. Interlock the fingers and press the palms up against the ceiling. Lift your heart, lift your spine. Try to reach your palms and press them flat against the ceiling. With your next exhale, disengage your fingers and float your hands down to the side. Keep your left arm, well, it would be for you guys, your right arm down along the side of your body. Take your left arm directly overhead. Walk the fingers down the outside of your leg. And create length in the side body. Inhale, exhale. Before we go to the other side, bring your arms up directly in front of you. Take them out to the side. Touch the palms together. Hands back to back and exhale. So it's a 3-part inhale. And exhale. One more time. Your left arm down along the side of your body, right arm directly overhead. Walk the fingers down. Check your upper body alignment so you're not hunching forward. You're in alignment with your leg. Return your gaze forward. And exhale. 3 big circles. Breathe in and out. Breathe in and out. And now in and out. So we did the 4 chakras last week. May I be well? Yeah. Okay. So this has become our traditional finish. It's actually part of a loving kindness meditation. Go figure. Boxing is not particularly filled with loving kindness, but here in wellness, we're all about balance. So we'll finish with just a little bit of a loving kindness meditation. We take our hands overhead, prayer hand position. Lower them in front of the forehead, in front of the throat, and then we finish in front of our hearts. And so repeat out loud after me. May I be well.
May I be well.
May I be happy and peaceful.
May I be happy and peaceful.
May I be free from danger and suffering.
May I be free from danger and suffering.
And we finish in front of our heart. May I be filled with loving kindness.
May I be filled with loving kindness.
Namaste.
Namaste.
And we'll see you next week.